This video gives an overview of the Hermitage Park project. Taking off from a position just south of the walled garden, we see the park opening up in front of us. The old shelter will be removed, and in the ground we'll highlight the footprint of the old house that once stood in the park and reinstate the pleasure gardens. We'll also reinstate the Hermit's Well, which sits in the corner of the pleasure gardens, and include a human sundial to replace the one that was lost from the park. The Millig Burn, an important feature within the park, runs in the tree-lined strip that you can see in the centre of the screen. An important part of the project is to reinforce the banks of the burn. This will be done by a combination of gabions and dry stone diking. We'll also protect specimen trees within the park. The drone footage gives a fantastic overview of the park and allows us to see the damage done to some of the bigger trees by lightning. These trees are actually over large for their position, blocking views, and we intend to remove them so that people can see through the park from one sector to the other. The shelter that's going to be removed is a target for vandals and attracts unwanted attention. There are also a huge number of paths within the park, and the intention is to rationalise these, to link key areas and to make them more robust and easily accessible. There will also be lighting on the main paths. A lot of the trees are poor quality, and these will be removed. This again will help with visibility, making the park seem much safer. From above, we can see the fragmented nature of the existing play area. The equipment that has been recently put in will be relocated to the new play area next to the cafe. And this area will be developed into a demonstration garden where people can learn about horticulture and horticultural techniques. As we swing around, you can see how the conifers have grown over large and are blocking views, not just through the park, but out with the park. We want to remove some of these overlarge conifers and the scrubby undergrowth to improve the views and accessibility. We will also be able to highlight the mill lade, which is overgrown but is still a visible feature within the park, where water fell from the mill pond to the water wheel at the mill. In the natural amphitheatre formed by the burn, we'll be reinstating the bandstand which once stood in the park, but in a modern format. We will clean up the remains of the mill and provide interpretation to tell its story. We will also resurface the paths which are in a poor condition to allow people to access the park more safely. We will create a fountain plaza using the theme of water to drive the direction of the design of the park. This will be associated with a new pavilion at the main entrance off Sinclair Street. To make the area more visible, we'll be pruning the trees along Sinclair Street, so people can see where the new pavilion sits. Adjacent to the relocated play equipment, an area for lawn games, and a car park which has been extended and connects to the car park at Victoria Halls. Again, clearance of large conifers will allow better views into the park. We'll be demolishing the old pavilion and creating a welcoming avenue of trees. The Japanese water garden will be reinstated above the informal kickabout area, and by taking away a lot of the understory, views will be opened up through the park from each entrance. Moving back over the pleasure gardens, we can see where the human sundial will be reinstated and the Hermit's Well refurbished. The ramp up to the gates of the walled garden will be removed and the path swept up. The gates will be repaired and the reflecting pond will also be reinstated to give that fantastic vision of the War Memorial. The paths within the walled garden will have new edging and new surfacing. We will be repairing the damage to the War Memorial, some water ingress at top level. We'll also be looking at the paving around the plinth and repairing and repaving that area. The planting within the walled garden will also be reinstated, and the wall surrounding it will have the ivy removed, roots taken away, and the pointing redone. Missing copes will also be replaced to make the wall much more secure. This is the proposed view from the north entrance, and an idea of what the demonstration gardens will look like. The bandstand will sit in a cleared area in the centre of the park, and the new west entrance next to Victoria Halls will be much more attractive. The car park will link from Victoria Halls into the park, and the new pavilion will sit next to the Fountain Plaza and the lawn games area. The pavilion itself has a green roof and is very transparent and has room for a cafe and a function room. It also has a kiosk where equipment and ice creams can be bought. A quick overview of the areas will be extending the car park, lawn games and play area, a new pavilion associated with the Fountain Plaza, the demonstration gardens, the Peace Garden within the walled garden, and the house and its associated gardens will fell the trees around the new bandstand and upgrade all the paths.